Yeah, it's great and glorious. Seem to be famous one day. Nick Dash back on the camera yet again one more time. Hi there, how the heck's it going? Answering some beginner's questions today. I like making my videos when I'm digesting a meal, you know, it's quite good for me. It helps me just to think and relax. Unless, of course, I'm doing a massive rant. I'm not doing a massive rant in this one particular video, so I should be able to continue digesting my food whilst I'm answering this. We've got some beginner's questions. The private message reads, so far I've read Yoga for Magic, My Life with Spirits, and I'm currently reading The Illustrated Goetia, The Enochian World of Aleister Crowley, and the Book of Thoth. Okay, well, the first thing I would say is that what you're reading there is religious works with some fantasy thrown in. I don't think that you're reading anything of a scientific nature. I'll very quickly point out that in the introductory sections of Magic in Theory and Practice by Aleister Crowley, the examples that he gives of magic are actually normal physical world activities, such as doing chemical experiments with gold to make chloride of gold, and also going through the process in business of publishing and writing, or writing and publishing a book. Those are physical world things. So essentially, as far as what Crowley really meant was that the word magic should be applied to normal things. Alright, suggesting trying to be scientific and artistic about doing normal physical world things. And then the second definition he gave was that of something unempirical, the magic of tradition, which is where you come into all of your meditation, religion, prayer, waving your wand around in a circle as anyone who will bother to be impressed by its magnificence, or whatever the phrase might be. But it is interesting that Crowley, who is often known as or regarded as a great black magician, okay, used the word magic in those two ways. What he called magic, as well as the magic of tradition, which he regarded as being unempirical. Now, the word unempirical essentially refers to not being able to use standard physical scientific methods of investigation. Now, if you can't use standard physical scientific methods of investigation into anything, is there a total certainty that what you think about this this world or these phenomena, which are arrived at through unempirical means, are, you know, is 100% true? Of course not. No. So as far as knowing anything about magic, I mean, your message says, my issue, I'm confused as hell. Sure, I understand much of what I'm reading, but at the same time I don't know what to do with it. Should I just continue reading other works? If so, then which ones? I don't know anyone who knows anything about magic. That's the phrase you used. Does anybody actually know anything about magic in the supernatural sense? Basically, no. All people have got to go by is religion or fiction or the occasional personal strange experience, which some people are prone to irrationally ascribe to being a proof positive of something from religion. They do this predominantly for the purposes of trying to sell their religion. Okay, and most people don't seem to have a desire to look into these phenomena in greater detail. So there's a minority of people within the occult worlds who are actually curious and are intelligent enough, taking into account that this is an unempirical group of phenomena or forms of investigation into phenomena, to actually be able to say, I don't know. I don't know is the most important thing you could say, especially connected to any of this stuff. And there's so many people who say they know things about magic who never use the phrase, I don't know. Why? Because they're trying to cult you up, they're trying to control you, and they're trying to do you harm because they were bullied when they were a kid in school or something like that. Or they're just short of a few chemicals in the brain that they should have, or they're in a fantasy world and they think that they're right, and all kinds of other complex psychological fuck-ups go into these twisted bastards. So, Stop thinking that there's someone out there who knows about magic. What I personally feel, or say, or think, or believe, okay, is that there are certain strange experiences that one can have. And because we can have these strange experiences, they demonstrate that strange experiences can occur. But it doesn't say anything about the thing which is causing it, because the causal link, whatever that is not known. And we're investigating this unempirically, based upon the occasional personal strange experience. Okay? So, stop worrying about the religion that Crowley is trying to teach you in the Enochian world of Aleister Crowley, or the religious symbolism of the Book of Thoth, and think more about meditation. Okay? Think more about learning how to do focused thinking in a reverent, prayerful state of mind. And yes, you can use religion as a means to assist you to reach a tranquil, transcendental state of mind, but that will take ages. As far as books to read, same ones I recommend to absolutely everybody. Number 1, The Projection of the Astral Body by Sylvan Muldoon and Harewood Carrington. Don't argue, just buy it. Okay, I have no stake in it whatsoever, I make no money from it whatsoever, just get it, it's one of the best. All of the Chaos Magic writings of Peter J. Carroll and Phil Hine. Peter J. Carroll's primary work is called Liber Null, Libernull, and Psychonaut, Psychonaught. Okay? Liber Null and Psychonaut, yes, that's all one title for one book, which contains 2 thin books in it. And then there's another one called Liber Chaos, get that, and especially also look into all of the spiritual healing writings of Barbara Ann Brennan. Her family name is spelled Brennan, okay? And most of the stuff which is written of in all of the grimoires is essentially better understood from the perspectives of those book sources, I feel, because they're okay. Barbara Ann Brennan is a bit of a Christian writer, but yeah, don't worry about that. But the rest of them are actually quite objective. You say here, I would love to sit down with someone well versed in Western occult magic and heavily give me a detailed overview of what this is all about. Okay, well, if you were to find someone who was heavily versed in Western occult magic, Western mystery tradition stuff, what you'll be meeting is a religious person who's got some religious beliefs and values, and they will try and indoctrinate you into a particular form of religiosity. That could be useful in its own right, to a certain degree, if that's what you want. But is that to do with supernaturalism? Not really. Okay. But Mauni Sadhu is also another good author, Maunisadhu, who I think he was an Islamic sophist, I think, or something along those lines. And he wrote a book called Concentration, which outlines a very clear way of doing or building up your meditation and concentration skills, which is well worthwhile going into. But you've got to work out what you want to achieve, and whether the methods which you're looking into are actually appropriate to achieve them. That's the question you've got to ask yourself. And the question I personally would ask you would be something along the same lines, and that would be, why would you be interested? Why bother? Why bother doing all this stuff? Sure, it's curious, and the strange experiences are curious as well. But we ain't got no hard proof yet. But repeatedly generating strange experience after strange experience makes you think. It really does make you think. There seems to be some kind of strange consciousness-based stuff going on, but precisely what that is. There's too many question marks about it, okay? Too many questions, not enough answers, and too many people who say they've got answers. And what they're doing is they're just selling something which isn't an answer. in terms of it being a fact. Okay, it's not a hard, fast, reliable, factual answer. It's just a point of view, a belief, or a religion, or a myth, or just a complete fabrication in some cases. So if you can actually try and break that down, you'll be a lot better and a lot happier, I think. It's my opinion. Alright? But just think about what the fuck it is you're trying to achieve. And ask yourself whether what you're looking into is actually going to help you do it. Someone's going to try and convince you that it will do it, because then they've got someone else they can control, either through their writings or through meeting you face to face. So, be cautious, be wise, be alert.